Hello, Tomies. DM Dave here, and I want to talk to you about Momogurumis. Momogurumi is a fantastic place if you ever wanted to crochet your dreams. Momogurumi is a crochet artist. She can crochet plushies, clothing, blankets. If there is a pattern for it, she can modify it and make it suit your dreams. Momo focuses on good, clear communication with you so you get exactly what you wish for. Check out her Instagram at Momogurumi24 for samples of her work and message her for a free consult to see where your imagination can take you.
You are listening to Tones of the Chaos Bard.
Well, what an unexpected turn of events.
Is that what you're going to call it? The leader has fallen. Your heroes are on the brink of falling apart. And you call it a turn of events?
You surprise me, Quill. Aren't you the father of dramas and tragedies? You made yourself famous writing this stuff. Besides, you know better than anyone it is not what the tragedy is, it is what you do about it.
You speak truth. Though my stories are controlled by my narrative, yours is solely on cause and reaction. You only have control of what is put in front of them. You have no control of how they will react.
That's what makes this so much fun, Quill. The chaos of it all. It what drives me. Yes, I am saddened for Roscoe, but he had a choice as well. Remember that. And I have a feeling his story is not over. Knowing his god Adrestiel, he likes to do his work from beyond. And Roscoe will be a great servant on the other side. There is more going on in the planes than just here on the material plane, Quill. Darkness moves through all the cracks, and it is the heroes on both sides that must shine the light to expose their secrets.
Yes, but let us not forget who caused many of those cracks.
You're getting off topic, Quill. Stay focused. Our heroes are entering another stage of the story. Powers from beyond are becoming more and more prevalent and relevant. Magic is a...
Relevant.
What?
You said relevant, which is not a word. The correct word is relevant.
Seriously? Fine. Powers from beyond becoming more and more prevalent and relevant. Besides, magic is a very dangerous thing to play with, and I have a feeling that our heroes are going to be dealing with it a lot more in the coming chapters.
Magic is very dangerous. That is why I never liked it.
And yet, here you are, a tragic victim to magic and wishing beyond your understanding. Say, Quill, that reminds me of a very relevant song. How about you use your magical plumes and play a song? The one about magic.
Very well.
Oh, I have chosen wise and well a story for us now to tell, a tale of magic cast with skill to wield the power as you will. But when you use the arcane arts, chance comes into play. The die is cast and magic starts, and you may have to pay. Magicians may be useful friends or use the means to their own ends, and yet when magic comes to play, it often tends to win the day. Come, Quill, let us be off. There is magic and mayhem in our future and beyond. In Chapter 99, A Disturbance in the Force.
Welcome back, Tomies, to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. I am DM Dave, and to the left I have...
Henley.
Boudreaux.
Tuck.
And Fenrir.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So for the audience, Evan is not here. Unfortunately, his character has passed, and he has a busy life at work, and we decided to do a recording without him to kind of give us that same kind of feeling of mourn and loss.
It was
Don't
cruel.
worry. Huh?
It was cruel.
Cruel.
Mm.
Don't worry, he is coming back. I am working with him for his next character, so don't worry, he will be coming back. With that, though, I am an electrician by trade, right? And a lot of people talk to me about electric cars and everything, which got me thinking of, like, people with electric cars, what kind of music do they listen to? Do you think it is AC/DC or something current?
No, it's definitely heavy metal. Boo! I knew I wasn't gonna like it.
That's for my electrician friends out there. Anyways, last time. A comrade has fallen. Roscoe has fallen in battle, and the group is trying to hold it together. Boudreaux has a long talk with Tick, while Delvin talks to Henley. Henley reaches out to Colbath about the safety of Yolinks. Colbath is sending Dreekt to the rescue. Boudreaux talks to Delvin. Fenrir talks to Tick. Fenrir talks to Henley. A lot of talking happened. All in all, the group agrees to take Roscoe's body to Mapleshire and then figure out how to go after the hags. Will the somewhat peace between Henley and Tick last long enough to accomplish this goal? What other things lie in wait on their road ahead? More importantly, will the group venture back to grab what was left behind when they fled before the dark specters? Let's find out. So last time we ended up, Henley and Fenrir were off about 100 feet away from the main camp. They're kind of meditating, relaxing. The rest of the group is kind of at the main thing. Is there any other discussions or talks that you want to do? Or are we jumping to the next morning? Because it was discussed, right, last session that you're going to wait until next morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. During this long break, Boudreaux, Keth approaches you. Okay? And he very brokenly is like, he starts pointing at his back. And
You want me to get your itch for you?
Boom!
You can go to the bathroom if you need to.
Hurla like kind of just rolls her eyes and goes, he wants to go back for his weapon.
Oh, well, Booter just kind of looks around at everybody.
Okay. By this time, I can say Fenrir and Henley, you're still off, meditating and relaxing. Sleeping. So you can look at everybody in that group right there. So that's Delvin, Keth, you, and Hurla.
And
It's
Tick.
pretty much. And Tick. I think Tick was there at the main group, yes.
Yeah.
So you look at everybody?
Yeah. Anybody give me anything? No? Cool.
No?
Well, I think we can go back, but we got to tell the others too.
And Delvin speaks up. He's like, yes, we did leave several of our supplies behind as well.
Yeah. And if I remember right, there was some jerky, so got to get that.
What's jerky? No, never mind. You tell me later.
Okay.
Well,
Was
I
there?
could.
Bizarre.
Well, I could go talk to Henley and Fenrir unless somebody else wants to. I can go inform them of the decision of heading back in the morning.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
So he gets up and he starts walking to Henley and Fenrir. Henley, I know last time you mentioned you set alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still up?
Yes, but I don't think it works if it's a friendly.
A friendly? Well, surprisingly, it goes off. No, just kidding.
Dun dun dun.
What?
Shapeshifter.
Plot twist.
Cloth Des has followed us.
It's him. So he approaches and he calls out each of your names once he gets like within 10 feet. Henley, Fenrir.
Yeah.
It seems like the orc would like to go back for his maul that was left behind.
Oh, Keth?
Yes.
Okay. Seems like a good idea. We left most of our supplies behind. And our bedding.
I know Fenrir was mentioning that possibly that he wanted to at least rest until the next morning to do so. Or to at least rest for the till next morning. Or do you want to head back later?
What do you think, Fenrir?
So what
'Cause-
time is it like right now?
Right now it's about 11-ish o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so we've been sleeping for like an hour then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean, I'll go with what other people want. I think it makes some sense to make sure we get some good rest. But if he's pretty restless without his weapon, and we should probably get back to supplies, that's okay. If we want to give ourselves another couple of hours, we can leave like this afternoon.
Fenrir doesn't need long to... Right? You can meditate for just 4 hours?
Yeah.
Well, I do suggest with what has happened that we do wait until next morning. Because I personally don't want to get there when it's getting dark.
No.
Right.
We want to avoid the forest when it's dark.
I just know it seems like the orc is a little, when he was attempting to talk to Boudreaux, that it seemed that he was a little anxious of not having a weapon of some kind.
I can talk to him.
'Kay.
I speak Orcish.
Okay. Are you coming with me, or do you still need a minute?
She stands up, stretches her neck and her arms, and will follow Delvin.
You following as well, Fenrir?
I think he's gonna. Yeah, he'll go.
In Orcish, Henley goes up to Keth and, even though she's been informed, she goes, "Hey, bud, you look, not bud. You,
Hey, buddy
Keth.
boy.
Hey, Keth, you look kind of antsy. What's going on?"
I feel
Naked.
what you say
That's
naked
exactly what I was thinking.
without my weapon. If we run into more trouble, I will not be able to help much.
I'm sure we have some spare weapons until we can rest.
But it is not my maul.
Can it wait till tomorrow morning?
I am fine waiting until the morning.
We'll go get it tomorrow morning.
And he nods.
And she, gives him, an Orcish salute, or whatever they do. What was it, the hand?
Hand and fist.
Hand to
Mhm.
fist.
And he does it back. Okay, if there's nothing else, any more talking or anything, we
Well,
will.
hold on.
Yep.
Henley tells Boudreaux, because she's, I don't know why, but he's kind of in charge at the moment.
That's the scary
I just work
stuff.
here.
Probably the most mentally stable one
at
right
the
now.
moment. Yeah. And says Keth will wait until tomorrow morning to get his maul.
Oh, okay. Are you
And-
gonna hang out here with us?
Henley looks at Tick.
Tick walks off.
You
That gives her space.
you don't have to. It's okay.
I don't want to mingle with Tick.
How far do you walk off, Tick?
Probably like 40 feet.
Are you walking off too, Henley, or are you going to stay with the main group?
Hold on.
Okay.
But I want to sleep. I'm real tired.
Yeah, no, you need to sleep.
But if Tick is not here, I'll come mingle when I'm done sleeping.
Yeah.
Wake me if you need a watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then she'll retreat back to her little alcove haven wherever she was, about 100 feet away, and wrap around her cloak around her and her hood over, and just.
Okay.
She has the superpower that most men do, that they can lay down and go to sleep.
Jealous.
Yeah, it's not cool.
That's me. Fenrir, are you going to follow Henley?
No, I think he'll stay around the fire and he'll still like want to meditate, but he'll stay closer to camp.
We're
Delvin.
gonna set up watches.
Delvin is actually going to go with Henley, if
Oh.
Henley's okay with it.
Mhm.
More of just having a companion. Two people out together would be better than just one without something bad happening. And just to be a little support as well. He's not going to talk or anything. He's going to rest as well.
Yeah, she's just sleeping.
Okay. Is there any more conversations before we get to the morning? And then we can do watches as well.
No more
Okay.
conversation.
We're
won't
tired.
Tired. So throughout the day, you guys set up different watches and whatnot, but nothing happens. It becomes nighttime. The night goes pretty peacefully. There's quite a bit of wind this night, but it's pretty much summertime now, so the wind's kind of nice. Just you get a lot of dust and whatnot from the wind coming off the plains. And
we
you guys
see like those sagebrush balls.
the tumbleweeds rolling. Yes, Tick.
During the night, Tick wants to. I don't think Tick probably slept at all that night.
Okay.
And he wants to kind of like almost scout as close as he will probably feel comfortable, as like 20 or 30 feet from the forest.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very skittish doing it.
So are you traveling all the way to the forest line?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be about a 2-hour walk all the way there.
I assume probably because everybody was super exhausted and it was night. And he sleeps farther away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that anybody really would have noticed.
Okay. So you get to that forest line and it's dark and it seems eerily quiet. You do notice that there's a big patch of grass that seems thicker
Mm-hmm.
and more lush from Boudreaux's spell that he cast. Plant growth, I believe it was. You see that the supplies is fairly all intact food wise. There seems to be some food that has been mice
Mm-hmm.
have been able to get into it. Rats, any kind of ground creatures may have gotten into it. But other than that, it's pretty eerily quiet.
That's going to make him really, even more nervous. So, he probably would, take a step not even into that plant growth area, come up to it, and then look around, and run away.
And you go run back to
Mhm.
the place. So that was probably a total of 4 hours during the night travel, because 2 hours there,
2 hours back.
2 hours back. What time of night did you decide to head out? Like when it started becoming dusk, or kind of more in the middle of the night?
No,
I'm asking the question to see if you need to take a level of exhaustion or not.
Probably about dusk.
Okay. So you should be able to do that within 4 hours, because you just need about 6 hours of kind of rest. So you're still able to get a full night's
Okay.
rest. Okay, it is now morning.
Yeah. Henley wakes up probably pretty early because she's not used to resting for so long. And makes some breakfast. Or starts breakfast for Boudreaux.
With the little food that you got.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Which you two do have that foraging.
Henley probably would have went foraging.
'Kay.
Killed a rabbit or two.
Mm-hmm.
Started a rabbit stew of some kind.
Boudreaux did take a watch last night.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. And so he's still sleeping very loudly. Correct.
Correct.
No, not correct. That's Willow, remember?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Then we will head off if there's nothing else that you guys want to say or do before we head out. We are off back to retrieve your stuff. On your way back, as I said, it was taking you about 2 hours. I imagine you guys started heading out probably 8 o'clock-ish. And you get there, you start heading there, and it takes you a few hours to arrive back at the forest line. About 200 feet from your old campsite, you see a tall, thin figure clothed in black robes. Their white, shoulder-length hair flows gently in the wind as it falls out of the hood as they study the area where you once was camped. They don't seem to notice you as you approach.
Can we roll like a perception, see if we recognize this person?
So you guys are about 200 feet away. It's hard to tell if you recognize this person at all yet.
Oh, because we
You'd have to
can't
get
really tell their
closer.
features.
Mhm.
Henley goes, I can scout ahead, sneak up on this person, maybe scare him away.
Okay, it is pretty open plains,
Yeah.
so
I have pass without a trace, though.
it doesn't make you invisible.
Almost.
No, but you could sneak up on him.
You're
Okay.
also the tallest one there, I think.
But there's
okay.
just nothing to hide behind. I'm letting you know that.
Okay.
So you can sneak up.
No, you should not do that.
Why not?
He's scary. It's scary.
While they're talking, Tick is just going to roll his eyes and start trying to sneak up because he's the smallest and can probably hide in the tall grass.
Boudreaux grabs you.
Boudreaux probably wasn't close to me because I don't stay close if Henley's close.
You were talking with me, arguing with me.
Fine.
And that is valid. Tick would probably be walking a distance away from the group.
It could even be argued maybe I didn't even notice that you guys had stopped
Mm-hmm.
with the distance between.
And it's possible, Fenrir, you correct me if I'm wrong, that you would try and help keep an eye on Tick or kind of keep the group together.
Yeah.
So it's possible that Fenrir could see Tick going off.
I'm
Go ahead and
not-
roll me a stealth.
I'm not
That
going to
tick.
get caught, Boudreaux.
I don't. Well, but why sneak up on him? We could just all talk to him. That's more scary to him, probably, hopefully. Fly.
You got a point, but what if he's like really powerful and kills all of us?
I'd rather us all die than just you.
Henley does not know how to take that, and she gives Boudreaux like a weird look, like,
Well, what I mean is I'd rather not have two of my comrades die. I'd rather die too.
oh, that's really weird and sweet at the same time. Like,
Yeah, I guess. Well, forward marching.
Okay. I got a 27.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I imagine you're probably about 30, 40 feet ahead of them. They have this little conversation. And you're able to sneak within 20 feet of this guy. Like I said, he's pretty tall. He has a hood on, and you see like his white hair flowing in the wind. He just seems to be looking at the ground. Then he would stand up and look kind of at the forest line and look at the ground again. He seems to be just studying what had happened here.
Okay, so I'm going to pop him and say, hello.
He jerks and looks at you.
Put my hands up and says, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff."
Okay. The group, you see this going on. You see kind of Tick pop up. This man's attention is now on Tick. You see him slowly reach up and take off his hood. You see that he has a kind of a sharp, pointed white beard. His face is very pale. He's got kind of like very pale blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And his cheeks are kind of sunken in. As the rest of you approach, you notice that when he stands up and takes off his hood, you notice along the forest line behind him, you see 5 white figures in damaged heavy armor, and you can see this too, Dick. Swords drawn, shields at the ready. Upon looking at them, you can notice that they are undead. But you see the one man turn and like put his hands towards the 5 armored undead creatures. And for Fenrir, Boudreaux, and Henley, you recognize this man as Azil Lazarine.
Can I stick my hand out and say, nice to meet you. My name's Tick. Did you get beat up too? As I look around the corner of him and see the other guys and the undead don't bother me.
Azil will reach out and shake your hand, and he'll say, strange that a goblin would be here by himself. And such friendliness.
I'm not always friendly. When the human back there's mean, I was not very nice either. But I was trying to be a better goblin. What did
Henley
they
rolls
call?
her eyes.
I don't know. Funny. You know my friend? I don't know. This is Funny. I don't know if you know him. He's my friend. He's trying to teach me to be a better person since so many years. Long time.
So Azil is the necromancer that we found, or that we accompanied
Nevelton.
in
Yep.
Nevelton, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So his focus is on the goblin, and then he kind of notices you guys approaching as well. And especially when you're like, oh yeah, that's Fenrir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever really met Fenrir. Because
No.
No.
Henley, and so the people that he would know, Boudreaux, he knew the confrontation with him, kind of talked to Henley.
But Roscoe and
But
Lila
Roscoe and
grew up
Lila were the ones that he mainly interacted with.
Yep.
So he kind of looks at you, and he looks at Boudreaux, recognizes Boudreaux, then you kind of see that recognition of, so we meet again.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Who's he talking to?
Yes, we had a run-in at Nevelton many weeks ago.
Nevelton. What's on Nevelton?
What brings you up here, Azil?
I have felt a disturbance up here
A disturbance in the force.
of many dark creatures and energy coming from this forest.
Boudreaux's nodding.
And I have recently, about a day or two ago, I felt evil come
through this part. So I came here to investigate what had happened.
Oh, that's when Roscoe died. I mean, I must shut up now.
You have a fallen comrade.
Boudreaux nods.
Yeah.
And the other, Lila and Garotha?
She
The
left.
one who was split?
Her?
She left
Hmm.
to find herself.
Well, my apologies for your fallen friend.
Do you think you can bring him back from the dead?
It is within my power, yes. But if he's only a willing creature, and depending on how long he's been dead,
I don't think he's willing.
About 48 hours.
well, he may not be coming back at the same condition if I do so.
There's no need to do that.
I figured.
We stare at each other's eyes.
There's
done.
like enlightening.
And those
Oh.
five undead creatures are just, their swords are now put away, but they just stand at the forest line.
Why is you
In the
looking
shadows.
at each other like Hendler looks at me and I look at her sometimes? Look, there can't be too much tension. Tension? Anger. Correct? I don't know. Can't be too much big emotions right now. Too many others.
Fenrir will look over at Tick and be like, Boudreaux and Azil, and he'll point to the necromancer, have differing opinions about bringing back about
The spirits.
the spirits. Thank you. And they had a run-in a few weeks ago, kind of like what happened with you and Henley
Oh, God.
yesterday.
Oh. I'll turn around to Boudreaux and go, I am so sorry.
Boudreaux smiles.
Then Fenrir will turn back to Azil and be like, yes, there was a great battle fought here. And we lost our comrade. You may have remembered Roscoe from a few
I do.
weeks ago. We were fighting these gnomish, like small creatures that exploded, and after we had fought them, 3 creatures came out, like ghostly creatures flew out, and we ended up getting in a battle with them. They are part of a deeper hag coven that lie in the forest.
I knew what the creatures were, or did I not? I didn't.
No.
Okay, never
No,
mind.
You know what the will-o-wisps were?
Yeah, you know what the will-o-wisp were, but the spectral creatures. Mm-mm.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Thank you.
So when you say Hag Coven, he kind of tilts his head a little bit and gives you those kind of questioning eyes. And he's like, that is something that I was thinking that possibly was happening. These whites behind me have told of similar events that have happened inside the forest. It has attracted, this power is what has been attracting me to these forests. I have ventured in several times, but each time becomes harder and harder to get in deeper because of the dangers. I'm afraid that my presence here has only attracted more stronger, evil creatures. Whether that's because of my own power that I emulate, that I attract them, or it is possible that the hags have sent them to keep me out.
Wait. You've been inside and you not died? Because you're not supposed to go in there. Master says you're not supposed to go in.
I have certain spells that have kept me from the sight of the creatures inside. But pretty much as I found these 5 whites, it has been harder and more of a struggle, now that my presence is known, to go deeper into the forest.
That is terrifying and amazing. And now I'm really scared of you.
But I do agree that we are messing with hags, and that there is a coven inside.
So how do we take them down?
Have you ever fought a hag before? Or a coven?
I personally have not, but my family, for many generations, have been hired to take care of hags. It has probably been about 50 years since our last hag hunt. They are mischievous creatures, very evil creatures that find their way into this material plane which we stand in from the Feywilds.
That's what I was afraid of.
They normally are isolated, secluded creatures, easily to hide their presence, though their what they claim as a home, which could be caves, forests, mountainsides, any place that they can find seclusion, normally becomes corrupt. So the woods, being this corrupt, could indicate there are several hags inside. As I
Well,
said,
I haven't seen much forest life around either.
that is part of the corruption. As I said, they normally hide their presence, and so it is strange that their presence is being felt so far out of the forest,
would
which means one or two things. They have either become so prideful that they don't care that their presence is known, or their corruption has become too much to control. Whichever it is concerning.
Welcome to Tomes of the Chaos Bard Mid-Show Break. I am Rupert Bumpkin. Thank you for listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. If you wish to support us, visit us on ko-fi.com/Tomes of the Chaos Bard, where you may become a member of our Ko-Fi. There, you can receive special content, such as post-shows, DM deep dives, and exclusive merchandise, such as t-shirts and keychains. There, you may also donate to the Feed the Cast funds, a special way to thank them by buying them dinner for the night. Yum, yum! Other ways you can support us is by sharing us with your friends and family and on social media. Spreading the word about the Tomes of the Chaos Bard is a huge help, and we thank you for your help. Another way you can support us is through 5-star reviews. And with every 5-star review, Solemn the Chaos Bard will give you a shout-out on our Solemn's columns. So stay tuned for those. That is all, folks, and back to the show.
It is concerning.
would you ever want to fight some?
Would you fight with us against the hags?
The hags will be tricky to fight, but there is many fallen spirits that need to be put to rest. And he points to the 5 behind him. These 5 joined me in this quest. They were lost souls while I was venturing inside, and they wish rest. They had fallen with their comrades, and several of them were taken by these small little creatures that Fenrir was saying that you have fought, and a larger creature, a creature they say that stands as tall as 2 great men, and wings that are like scale-like but yet feathered, also attacked them. and carried away their leader. And they wish to find out what happened to the comrades and be put to rest as well. My magic, and he's looking at Boudreaux, did not raise them because of the taint and corruption of these woods. Any creature that falls is not permitted to go to the afterlife.
Boudreaux is kind of like, he could probably tell that Boudreaux's like accepting of that.
Hold on, wait. First, he was very scary, so I'm sorry. Second, does that mean that Roscoe can't, whatever he believed in after death?
That's what I was asking.
Is he stuck here still? Because I almost tried to take things from his body, and I said he wasn't here, and now I'm freaking out.
He might be here.
Last night, during my watch, I made it so that he wouldn't get all gross and stuff, and so he can't raise him. And he points to the Lazarine.
What did you do?
It
Spell time.
Boudreaux is not explaining it,
Yeah.
but it is called Gentle Repose, and I had to touch the creature, and it took one action plus 10 minutes. And you touch a corpse or other remains. For the duration, the target is protected from decay and cannot become undead. The spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead. Since days spent under the influence of this spell don't touch against the time limit of spells such as Raise Dead.
Yeah, so it pretty much stops them from decomposing and stinking on the way there.
And from being raised from the dead.
Yes. Very Boudreaux spell. Azil kind of to answer Tix and Henley's kind of question. Because he was not deep into the forest, his soul was probably allowed to escape.
Henley lets out a big sigh. Whew.
Even more reason not to go in there, except, and he'll look over at Fanny and be like, and touch his hair. Except that.
Henley, probably realizing that what Tick is doing, like, Fenrir, are you willing to show? And she points to the top of his head and to, like, his hair to Azil.
I mean, if he could help us. So, what do you know of the scarecrows that have been popping up around these parts?
I know that when I went to Mapleshire, I was not well welcomed, of course. Halflings are very superstitious about beings like me.
I thought you said beans. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it.
Beans like me.
I was like, okay.
That sounds like a Weird Al song.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was really funny.
No, you're good. But they do have several scarecrows around Mapleshire. Too many that I did not count.
That's disconcerting.
Yeah.
And I did feel an evil presence, but of course they did not want to listen to one as I.
So you don't like this scarecrow either?
No. Which, if there are hags about, they are probably creations of them, though I do not know how the halflings came in contact or possession of said things.
There's a man selling them.
Wick Lennox.
That name does not sound familiar.
Darn it.
He's the key in getting in the forest. But how they do it is with some sort of needle, because they turned me into one. And he'll like rub his head and go up to him and be like, "See?
Look.
Hmm.
And he looks and he feels that it is kind of straw-like a portion of your hair is. Needle, you say? What needle do you talk about?
It's nothing important.
It sounds like the most utter importance. What needle was it?
all I know is by what I seen. They sewed some needle into my chest.
So you were captured by them.
No.
Explain.
I was. It was in a dream. That's. We weren't. I don't think we weren't too far away from here, but it was in a dream where they. I just had a dream that a needle was going in and out of my chest. And over this last week or two, I've been slowly turning into a scarecrow. With you being already in the forest, it's obviously dangerous, but you seem like a man that could take care of himself. But Wick Lennox is the key to getting into their coven in order to take them down. There have been other scarecrows that the scarecrows are, I'm assuming, people like me, or maybe it's people who have gone into the forest that they have done the same with. Each scarecrow has different powers that they can help protect or slowly corrupt.
So what you're saying is that these hags are claiming souls, and it's either the hags themselves make them certain powers, or the souls had certain powers when they were living? Is this kind of...
Either one makes sense to me.
Boudreaux, haven't you said something about a needle or an artifact in the...
I don't know. What you talking about?
If you do not divulge this information...
Look, buddy, look. You be right over there, yeah? Come on.
And he nods and points the way.
Boudreaux kind of stomps away.
Trudges.
He's acting confident, is what Boudreaux's doing.
Okay, so you're pretty much isolating yourself, him and you.
Mm-hmm.
One-on-one conversation.
One-on-one.
Okay. So you are now away from the group.
Look. How old are you?
I am well experienced.
Just say please. Pretty please.
And he just stares at you. What does my age have to do with anything?
Well, how do you feel about my people? And he's looking kind of really awkward.
The
and
lizard
shy.
folk?
Yeah.
They are just above normal creatures. They do have a sense of intelligence, but they are naive.
Yeah. But what about Kundeath?
We've already had the conversation of Kundas, but I will reiterate. Your god, Kundas,
Boudreaux is like cringing, like physically.
was nothing more than a follower of Malinko that the lizard folk have created into their own god.
Okay. Well, I don't want to talk to you much now, but
Where's your staff, Boudreaux?
He's with me. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's been clenching it really, really hard, but like he wanted to hide it. Like he tried to, and then he was like, "Well, that doesn't work because I'm short."
Yeah.
So he kind of just acted confident instead. So
So as he's talking, he noticed you're nervous, fidgeting, which brings his attention to it, and he almost stops mid-sentence. Where did you get that?
he looks at his eyes.
You did
and
not
then to the
possess
staff.
this last time we spoke.
What would it was given to me?
By whom?
A woman.
Do you understand what you possess?
Well, it's this. Look, this. I don't. Why you so mean to me?
I ask again. Do you know whose staff you hold?
Yeah.
And again, I will ask, what is the name of this needle Fenrir has spoken of?
I need the needle.
What is the name of the needle? Or do you not possess this information?
I know the name, but I don't. I need the needle.
What is the name of the needle?
You can't take it.
I do not want it, but if it is the needle that I am thinking of, we could be in very dangerous territory.
It's the soul zone needle.
And he takes a deep breath. The only way these hags can use a needle as that is when they have in their possession a lazarine.
Oh.
It is only an item that can be used by the lazarine blood.
That makes sense. Oh, dang it. Only?
Only.
Only?
Only.
Boudreaux curses, which he does not do.
It is surprising to me the events that occur. You, a follower of Kundas, in possession of a lazarine relic, a very powerful one
What are you talking
as
about?
well.
I don't own anything from the Lazarine.
The thing you hold is the staff
Kundas.
of the
Kundas.
great Malenko,
Kundas.
in which Kundas stole.
No. Mm-mm-mm. So,
You will yet
when are we
learn.
gonna go get the needle, huh?
This is like Henley and Dick's battle all over again.
Well, there's a little less yelling.
The staff is
an important relic.
It's an important relic of Kundas to the little folk.
You can believe what you want,
And same go to you, sir.
and I am not going to take it from you.
Okay, good. And he like hugs it closer to him.
But soon you will realize whose power does come from such an item that claims the souls of those who wield it. And you feel Qualkek in the back of your mind. He's paying attention. He's listening.
Boudreaux mentally throws rocks at him.
Queued up. Thought rocks.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
And as you kind of throw your rocks, quote unquote, throw your rocks to Kundas, you do kind of feel him.
Towards Kundas.
Sorry, Qualkek, thank you. Qualkek, you kind of feel his presence diminish a little bit. But he's still there.
He sees you when you're sleepy.
Ew, that's creepy. Don't do that, Abby.
Children, listen to this
But-
podcast.
Sorry, children.
But it does surprise me, however, that its power has been somewhat unlocked. I can't imagine someone like you would be able to unlock said things. There's two things that it could be. Either a Lazarene has unlocked it for you, or you yourself have Lazarene blood.
No.
So which is it?
The lady that gave it to me ain't not evil.
Good or evil does not matter for this question. My question is,
She just gave it to me. She didn't do nothing.
someone unlocked it for you. Who unlocked it? It is not to my knowledge that other Lazarenes are around up in this place.
Boudreaux did take like a big thought moment.
Mm-hmm.
What if it only had one eye?
Explain.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Elsie's face right now is so cute and obstinate. I don't want to. Southern sass.
No. Well, it is in your possession now.
Yeah.
Your soul has been marked by it, and one day you will be claimed by it, just like all the other possessors have. I bet your lore about Kundas never mentioned that.
I bet your lore about what's his face is wrong.
How do you think he became so powerful?
Who?
Malenko,
Malenko?
the great necromancer, father of the Lazarene family.
Yeah. Well, cool, Dad. I don't need to talk to you about this. Look. It don't matter. What matter is the forest.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So the soul sewn needle. And he'll turn kind of back to the group, and he'll look at Boudreaux, and he'll walk back to the group.
Boudreaux stomps along.
So, Kathy, you got all your things. You don't need anything else. You got your big weapon. what's her name? The tall, short of a bigger than me. Got all the other supplies, bring it over to us. We need anything else.
Henley's grumbling that a lot of the food she bought is now spoiled.
Yeah. Very well could be.
Well, the mice is like that, I'm sure.
So Keth is happy to have his hammer back. And so during that conversation with Boudreaux and Azil will come back to the group. And he'll look at Fenrir. And he'll say, "The needle that was used to claim or tie you to the hags is called the soul sewn needle. This item has been long lost to the Lazarine family. Many of the Lazarine artifacts and relics have been lost through many generations of familial disagreements, we'll say. Who was the rightful heir to what? The staff, in which Boudreaux holds, and the soul sewn needle have been one of these relics that have been lost.
At least that's what he thinks.
That is fact.
I mean, things passed down by mouth, get a little, mixed up.
As I was saying, the soul sewn needle is an item created by the great necromancer Malenko to tie souls to objects and items.
Boudreaux's doing quote unquote around.
Every time he says, yeah, whatever.
the finger quotes.
And it only can be used by Lazarine blood. So there is the only way the hags could be using this is if they had a Lazarine with them.
So what other Lazarines are around?
Is
Or
a
could
whole
be using
family.
it.
They're a whole family. Very old family. And so they lots of them.
That I don't know. Most of the Lazarines have either reside in Dengal or twin Riverton. And some lay down in the south.
So you're telling me there's one in the forest, though? There has to be.
There has to be. Whether they are willing participants to the hags or not, that remains unknown. I know there is great corruption amongst the plant life as well. I have seen undead plant life during my investigation therein. And I know that many of my ancestors have gone beyond the magics of raising the undead, but have also gone into plant necromancy. It is a very powerful and lost power. But one family member does come to mind.
What does he look like?
It has been many years since I've seen him. He has been banished, exiled, forgotten by our family. He...
If you can describe him, I may be able to tell you, because I seen somebody, but I can't recall exactly what he looked like. I was too busy worrying about the needle in my chest, but there was another person who was there. That must be the Lazarine you're speaking of. Otherwise, they couldn't use the needle.
It must be.
So,
But as I have said,
We need to find Wick
it
Lennox
has
to get
been
in.
many years since I have met him.
Right, but I guess it doesn't really matter who it is. Someone's there.
One of the family members of the Lazarene, yes.
Okay.
That is the only way they'd be able to use this item.
It doesn't change the fact we need to take down the coven. It doesn't change the fact that we have to go into the forest to do it. We still need to find Wick Lennox. He's the key. Have you came across anyone selling scarecrows?
The first time running into scarecrows was when I went to Mapleshire.
Okay.
I do not know of this Wick Lennox.
Okay. If you hear of them, will you contact me?
I can. For this has become a priority of my own. A Lazarene using an item to help the hags, as I said, either under their influence or for his own gain, is dangerous.
Yes. Okay.
Especially the way that they are using it.
And tell them about the wizard.
We're going to leave the wizards out of this.
Okay.
I had some wizards up in Avalon who were helping me track down the wizards, and they broke one free, which is how I have a lot of my information.
Well, they are as pompous bureaucrats.
Well, then it might be best that we leave them out of it anyway.
Wise choice.
But maybe you can help us. Will you help us?
I will.
What? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So now our search begins for Wick Lennox.
Hold on,
I
wait.
wonder where he is.
Are we looking for Wick Lennox, or are we going to take the body that was Roscoe back to his family? Because it's a big deal,
Yes.
apparently.
Both.
Okay.
As we go up to Mapleshire, we'll be asking along the way.
This tall guy coming with us? Are you coming with us?
As
No.
I mentioned, the halflings did not accept my first visit, but I will remain close, so you may be able to reach me.
Okay. If the halfling's not like him, was they not like me?
Butcher shrugs.
Henley says in her mind, no one likes you.
Does that kind of like bleed onto your face?
Oh, definitely.
I already know you don't like me, redhead.
I'm so hurt right now.
Because Elsie's actually a
Elsie
redhead.
is a redhead.
Elsie is hurt.
So the reason I said that instead of like human is because Tick has finally decided, well, if I'm going to actually be nice to Henley, I have to find a different defining feature he can call her by rather than human,
Freckle face.
which was still better than smooth skin, but y'all are smooth skins.
Okay.
Okay, so we leave. We go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We can definitely ask around in Mapleshire.
First, I'm hungry again. And I can't go get anything from the forest like I usually do when I was doing this.
Azil, would you like to have a meal with us?
No.
You make me run around with a goblin.
Okay, let's go away.
So I'm going to go about 60 feet away because it's probably the most interaction we've had in a bit.
No, Hanley turns to Boudreaux and like, okay, look here. We have Tick in our party, and I hate him as much as you hate Azil.
Butcher's not looking at you, but he's listening.
Okay. We can have one meal with Azil. I deal with Tick every single day.
As you wish.
Thank you.
I will accept. Okay.
I think that's where we'll end it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. Big shout out to D.A. Nichols for writing our songs and music and this theme song that you're hearing right now. Check out her TTRPG at drivethroughrpg.com. Shields of Power is her TTRPG. Special thanks to Coltrane Compositions for remastering our theme song. If you want to find any of his stuff, you can visit coltranecompositions.com to add some special music to your TTRPG experience. Also special thanks to Realmwalker, freesound.org, Monument Studios, and Tabletop Audio for additional songs and music. And don't forget to check out our Ko-Fi. There you can help support us and feed the cast and write to Boudreaux a letter at ko-fi.com/Tomes of the Chaos Bard. I am DM Dave, and to the right I have
Fenrir.
Tick.
Boudreaux.
And Henley.
And until next time, we unroll the scroll to tell the tale.
Bye.
Maybe we'll have another argument.
Maybe Henley will just shoot Tick.
I just murder him.
Let's just take him out.
And then me and Fenrir will just be like, you know what? They can fight. Let's just go into the forest.
Let's just go into the forest. Let's just go after the hags now.
Let's just go commit suicide.
So
Okay.
you guys all wake up and Fenrir is gone.
Fenrir and Boudreaux.
Fenrir and Boudreaux are gone.
You shook hands on it.
Fenrir and Boudreaux are gone. David, we're in the
And then
What happened?
Henley promptly shoots Tick.
It's just Henley and Tick. That's it.
Delvin's gone.
Delvin's gone.
Hurla.
Hurla and then what?
Is that like tough love? Like shoving him into the same room? Be like,
Exactly.
it's them putting us in the same shirt.
Okay,
That would not be a good idea.
we actually have to start